What's up, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the podcast. I am here today with Dylan, aka the Big Dog, and we're here to go over the Milwaukee Bucks situation for the future. As we all know, they got eliminated in the second round of the playoffs in 5 games by the Miami Heat. That was really hard for me to say. But yeah. Ever since I just want to say this. Ever since the lockdown happened, I think that's what ruined all of our momentum. But we'll get into that. Yeah, we'll get it started with the bubble. How we played in the bubble. We did not play great in the bubble at all. I don't think so, at least. I think we only won like 3 games before the playoffs. I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
We definitely did not look good. We did not look like ourselves in the whole playoffs, and I should have taken that into consideration before we made our playoff picks. God.
The reason why I didn't take that into consideration is because, I thought maybe being that they were pretty much meaningless games for most part, they were just not trying 100%.
Yeah, we only won 3 games heading into the playoffs, and we lost 5. We were 3-5 heading into the playoffs. Beat the Celtics game 1, beat the Miami Heat, and then beat the Wizards. Yeah, that hurts. Oh, I guess I know why we beat them that game. Butler wasn't playing that game. That hurts.
And that Dragic playing.
But yeah,
Dragic killed.
I didn't really. I thought we were going to be good. I thought everyone would be ready to play. It's been months since they play. It's been months since they played. You know, and then we go out and we play shitty against Orlando, which was a huge red flag. Like, even in those wins, we didn't even look that great. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. The Heat series is going to be tough. But I still think we could. This is before the series. I'm like, oh, we didn't look that great in the Orlando series. But, I still think we could take Miami in 6 or 7. Well, after game 1 and 2, I was nervous as all hell. I was like, oh God, we're gonna lose. And then game 3 happened. The only game that I believe I was able to watch was game 3. We blow it. Game 4, Giannis went on for like 20 points in 10 minutes before his ankle went out. And then we still won. And then game 4 or 5 we lose. And I'm like, yeah, there's definitely going to be some big changes to this team. This will not be the same team heading into the next season.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah. But I think the Bucks would have beaten the Heat had COVID not happened. That's just my personal opinion. Had COVID not happened, I think we would have beaten the Heat. That's just my opinion. I still think we would have beaten the Heat.
Definitely, I think with home court.
Yeah.
First, you have energy-packed 5-4, and the Bucks probably would have pulled them off. Maybe, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. I just don't know. And I guess we can get into this. Bud. Mike Budenholzer signed a deal with us for I don't know how long. This is his second year as a Milwaukee Buck head coach. The first year he looked good. The first year, until the Toronto series, he looked really good as a coach. And then, yeah. This year, we definitely saw a lot of things we did not see in the regular season. We saw some flaws into his coaching decisions. They are terrible decisions that he makes. Ugh,
Yep.
he doesn't adjust to anything. He doesn't. He's just like, oh, I'll just you go on him. You go on him. Jimmy,
Content. You got Jimmy.
game one.
Great decision.
Yeah, game one. I want to specify game one and probably game 3 too. And I don't know about game 2 at all. I don't remember.
The first three, I'd say.
Yeah, I think Wesley Matthews was out.
I'd say.
I think Wesley Matthews was on Jimmy in the fourth quarter of that game. Game 2, right?
He was phenomenal.
Yeah, but
Wesley Matthews' defense phenomenal on Jimmy Butler.
But
I got a question. Why are you not putting Wesley on Jimmy?
Exactly. You're just gonna continue to put Dante DiVincenzo and Pat Connaughton on him when they keep getting scored on over and over and over again. This just like it boggles my mind. And also, you're not putting the defensive player of the year on him and Giannis. There's a couple plays I saw of Jimmy just blowing by Dante, and then Giannis is standing in the corner guarding like Jay Crowder or somebody or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? If you're not gonna put Weston, at least put the defensive player of the year on Jimmy Butler. Like, good God. And then game 3. Oh my God, that pissed me off. The decisions in the fourth quarter were terrible. He took Giannis out with like 8 minutes in the fourth quarter and rested him for 2 minutes. And then Middleton was out for like half the fourth quarter until like 3 minutes in the game was left. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bud? What the hell?
And then, well, one part I will say that Coach Bud, I won't blame him on, was the ending. Was that game 2 where Jimmy Butler hit the free throws to win?
Yeah, that was definitely all Giannis' fault. That was Giannis' fault and the refs, because that was not a foul. If that's not a foul, it goes into overtime.
I don't really blame Giannis for a foul, but of course they're gonna call it for some reason.
Yeah, if Giannis doesn't foul there, or if they don't call it a foul there, overtime, and then you never know, we maybe would have pulled it off, and it's 1-1 series. Then it's 1-1 series. Then the Heat win game 3, 2-1. We win game 4, 2-2. We would either be going to a 6 or 7 game series, probably. Depending if Giannis' ankle would heal enough for game 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that changed the momentum of the series. That definitely did. The referees were kind of bad in general for both sides, but that was mainly probably the fork or the knife in the back for us.
Yep.
Yeah. But definitely I think Bud needs to go. Now the question that everybody says is, why fire Bud when Giannis is going into an extension in the offseason? Because if they fire Bud and get a new head coach, that's something you don't want for when a superstar player is about to sign an extension. That's a true point. I mean, when Jason Kidd got fired, he kind of was upset with that move. He praised Jason Kidd for his work. We didn't. We were like, thank God.
Yeah.
And he was praising Kidd, and yeah. I don't know if firing Bud would make him angry with the organization or something. I don't know. So I highly doubt Bud will get fired this offseason, but I think it's still the right move to get him out. But he's probably not going to get traded. Or not traded, fired. uh,
Probably. Will probably miss him, which I don't know. I'm not feeling so great about that.
yeah.
They'll probably keep him, and which if you're gonna keep him, all right, but you better be getting some good players now. I guess we could talk about that now.
Yeah, the free agent market. Alright.
Earn the rest of the team or roster and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Giannis is obviously staying. He already said that he wants to build a championship culture in Milwaukee. Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, what? Well, definitely he needs to be moved.
I could see Eric Bledsoe getting moved, but I could also see them not sending him away because in March of 2019 or 18 or something, he signed a 4-year extension worth like $70 million. So I could also see them not moving that because of that, or moving him because of that. But I don't know. But I do hope they.
That's the wrong move. We need a better point guard come playoff time.
Definitely,
we need a guy like Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I like Bledsoe. I do like him, but this doesn't fit the team for what we need.
And we can
playoffs. I gave him 2 chances, and he failed all 3. Time to move on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We need to get someone that can be a more scoring first. Chris Paul, I'm more interested in just because he fits the team what we need, even if he is older.
Yeah.
We just need to find a way to get him.
That contract, though.
Giannis and Chris Paul would be insanely good.
I agree with you on that. I agree. But for a deal to be made, it's obviously probably going to be Eric Bledsoe. Obviously, probably they're going to be asking maybe for like a Dante DiVincenzo or a Ilyasova probably
George
has
Hill.
to. Yeah, George Hill. Maybe I don't know if they'll want him, but who knows? They'll probably need Ilyasova for the contracts to work out. Because Chris Paul's probably making.
Obviously.
Who? Who else?
DJ Wilson obviously get thrown in. My deal was obviously Bledsoe. Then either George Hill or Dante DiVincenzo. Then probably like Robin Lopez, Ersan Ilyasova, DJ Wilson, maybe some picks. Or probably some picks, I'm guessing. Maybe OKC can give us some picks as well, maybe.
Definitely, because that contract.
Chris Paul contract.
Some picks and cash, because that contract is going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah, maybe OKC could cover some cash and maybe give us a draft pick or 2 or something.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, we need a guy like Chris Paul.
We can do a trade.
And right now's the time.
Yeah, I think
we got Giannis who wants to stay and build something. We gotta take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Bledsoe's not the guy. I'm sorry. He pretty much just showed in Game 5-2 he was god awful. If it wasn't for his good defense, he'd been useless.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. We can make a trade finder video in the future also for potential trades and for Bledsoe or anyone else. George Hill, I, I could see them keeping him because he was a very good 3-point shooter this season. Like 46% off the bench.
Oh,
I could see them keeping him. Um,
I don't see them moving him either.
Frank Mason, the guy you're very high on.
I like him a lot. He seems to fit the team well. And when he did play in the bubble, he looked really good. Won G League MVP as well. Should definitely get a chance. Especially if he has a guy like Chris Paul, maybe could teach him some things.
Yeah. I don't know. This guy, I don't even know why he's on here. Trevor Lacey. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's listed as their fourth point guard. But I don't even think he was in the bubble.
Yeah.
Moving on. Wesley Matthews has a player option.
Hopefully accepts it.
Yeah. That if he declines it, that'd be huge, but who knows? Dante DiVincenzo.
I think he'll accept it though. He's from Wisconsin. He even said he wants to help bring a championship to Wisconsin. So I think he'll be back for sure next year.
I hope so. But do we?
His defense is great.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think Wesley is a very underrated defender, but apparently Bud hates him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dante DiVincenzo. He played like shit in the bubble, but I still think we keep him. Unless, like, maybe a Chris Paul deal will potentially get me to move him. But if he's not involved in the Chris Paul deal, we keep him. But, I don't know.
He looked good in game 5. He looked like he was starting to turn it up in game 5. I think he had like 15 points. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. I think Dante has the potential to potentially be our starting shooting guard of the future. Maybe, if he can develop into like a... He doesn't have to be a superstar. He can at least be like a... kind of a Wesley Matthews guy, but maybe a better defender. Or obviously a better defender. I definitely think he has the potential to be our starting shooting guard for the next 4 to 5 years because he's got like I believe like 2 years left on it. Yeah, 2 years left on his deal. Because of his 2018, he was drafted in 2018, so he's got 2 years left on his rookie contract. Then hopefully we can re-sign him to a friendly deal, but he's a restricted free agent. We'll talk about that's obviously not for a while, so we'll worry about that when it comes.
Yeah.
But one guy, Kyle Korver, if he doesn't retire, then I think we should re-sign him because I like Kyle Korver. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's not a good defender, but he could shoot threes, and that's what we need. But he is contemplating retirement, but who knows what he does.
If he continues, re-sign him. I'm sure he's cheap. He's also like an assistant coach. Still got a great 3-point shot, and I think honestly, he's not a guy in the playoffs you want to use for big minutes, but I think that's where Coach Bud needs to better utilize him, or if we get a new coach. He's not a guy for big minutes, but he's perfect. Like if you need a clutch 3 in like the last seconds or whatever, you need. He's perfect for that. and come playoff time.
Yeah.
That's what they need some more for.
I agree with you. On that. I guess we could talk about him now. Marvin Williams retired after 15
Yep.
seasons in the NBA.
That kind of shocked me a little bit. I thought he was going to continue playing for at least a little bit more.
Yeah, but maybe his family or something influenced his decision, or there's COVID crap going on. I
mean, he got his money. So
yeah, you gotta.
I guess he can retire and live a happy life now. Sucks we weren't able to give him his ring, but oh well.
I liked the Marvin Williams pickup after he got waived by the Hornets or bought out or whatever.
Yeah. Charlotte bought him out, I believe. Even though his scoring wasn't as good as I was hoping, his defense was still very good, though, and it came in handy.
He was doing pretty good in round 1 against Orlando. He shot very good. All right, moving on. Chris Middleton, not going anywhere. He just signed a max contract last offseason. He's not going anywhere.
Heck out. I think we should probably give him some praise here.
Yeah.
He deserves a lot of praise for what he did. He was he got hated on a lot, and he proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, game 4.
Chance in this series against Miami.
Game 4, he did pretty good. Game 5 was a little slippery. He got 23 points, but he shot 8 of 25 from the field. But I think he's still worth it. Grabbed 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 turnovers. He fouled out after 41 minutes. Jesus, he actually played 48 minutes.
Yeah, he deserved a lot.
Coach Bud actually did that to Middleton? All right.
Yeah, Coach Bud.
If Bud can do that more often, I'll keep him.
Yeah, that's Chris Middleton deserves a lot of. If I hear any slander from him for the reason why we lost, that's definitely not the reason why we lost at all. He's the reason why we honestly stood a chance of even winning. He was actually, I'd even say he's probably our best player against Miami. He stepped up like a star and showed off. And yeah, I don't want to hear any slander on him. He earned my respect right now for this season. Hopefully he continues it, but I really like what I've seen from him. He stepped up his game when he had to.
I agree with you on that.
He was leading us the best he could with what he was given. I think he did a phenomenal job, and I think he's the most underrated player in the NBA right now.
Oh, yeah.
If he was in a big market, he'd probably be hyped up as a top 20 player right now. Maybe even top 10 for crying out loud. With how the media pushes guys.
Totally. Pat Connaughton.
Unfortunately for Middleton, most of his teammates. Oh yeah, Pat Connaughton, he can go. I like him. He seems like a cool dude, but he's not very good.
Yeah.
You know, he did actually not bad against Orlando, but against Miami, he was practically useless.
Definitely. He was useless this series. He didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah. He can go.
Same with Sterling Brown.
He's restricted, right?
He's restricted free agent. Yeah. He only played 1 game in the playoffs, and he got 0 points in 3 minutes.
Sterling Brown can go.
Even if someone does offer him the minimum, just let him go.
He needs that spot for someone else.
Definitely. I think we've already talked about Giannis. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he already, even after we lost, that he's basically staying. And
I was nervous.
there's still a ton of people saying, "Oh, well, he's still gonna leave."
I was really nervous because I'm like, oh no, Giannis is probably gonna leave us because we're not winning. And then he said that. I'm like, oh, thank the Lord. If he ever leaves, I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm not gonna burn his jerseys, but I'm gonna cry.
That's probably the most upsetting for me as a sports fan of losing a player since Prince Fielder for me with the Brewers. I was pretty upset after Fielder left. I remember. I wasn't like crying, but I was like really upset. I remember.
Yeah.
I'll be like that with Jan if that happens. But I'm not gonna. I don't see it. He's committed to us right now. Even though Crispy Flakes apparently thinks otherwise, according to his titles.
Yeah.
He's seen those, right?
Yeah, that's why I tagged him in that post that you liked.
I was gonna say, I know he's seen that one. He made a rebuild video. He's seen it as well.
Yeah.
It's like to me, it must be just clickbait. It's just.
I think so.
Or something. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, Giannis ain't going anywhere.
Ersan Ilyasova for 3. Who wants a t-shirt from Gruber Law Offices? One call, that's all.
Oh, great.
You just got Grubered. Ersan Ilyasova can go. He's probably going to get traded this offseason. Yeah. Like Tony Snell did last season.
Yeah, Ilyasova can go. I thought I heard something that maybe we can get rid of him without having to. I thought we could just waive him or something. I thought I heard from some people, but I don't know about that. If they do keep him, they better trade him for like the Chris Paul deal or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But
Ilyasova, it's basically like Tony Snell last season. He got traded to the Pistons, but we also had to include the 30th overall pick. Woo! Yeah, and then the Cavs traded that.
Detroit traded that pick to Cleveland.
Yeah, that pick was traded from Cleveland to Detroit, and Tony was traded, I believe, also to Detroit, and Crispy was happy. But yeah, moving on. Thanasis Antetokounmpo staying because we don't want to piss Giannis off.
And also he's cheap, so he's cheaped up.
Yeah.
And for a few minutes here and there, he actually wasn't completely horrible. So.
Yeah, I think he stays obviously because if they get rid of him, then yeah, Giannis might want to get out. DJ Wilson. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
DJ Wilson, yeah, well, I kind of already said that he can go.
Yeah, he's expendable. I don't know why John Lure's on here. We waived him billions of years ago. Luke May, why is he on here too? Why? We already waived him. Brooke Lopez and Robin Lopez. Robin has a player option. I could see him taking that player option.
Yep. We didn't even use him in the playoffs. I just realized that too.
Yeah, he played 3 games, and yeah. But I don't think he leaves his
I do
brother.
like Robin, but he'll accept his option probably, but that's also up to John Horst what he thinks so too. At the end of the day, we gotta try to win, not make one player happy. If all it took was Robin Lopez completed Chris Paul deal, yeah, you do it right now. Oh,
Yeah, I would.
Plus, Chris Paul even said he wanted to be in Milwaukee.
All right. Well, that's
So
everyone.
yeah,
That's everybody.
and then obviously Brooke, he's obviously insane.
Who?
Great center.
Oh, I thought.
Well, we said Robin. We didn't. I know he said Brooke, but we didn't mention. Obviously, he's a keeper.
Yeah.
He's a very good center.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some free agency business. Giannis is eligible for a 5-year, $250 million supermax extension. He will 100% sign that after his comments after Game 5 of he wants to build a championship culture. Yeah, I think he signs it.
I was a little nervous after we lost Game 5. I was I still felt good that he's going to sign it still, but I was a little nervous. But after reading him comments now, I'm like, okay, I'm 100% sure he'll definitely be signing.
Yeah, and even if he didn't, I've heard a lot of people say if he doesn't, he's gonna leave. But he's still under contract for one more season. If he doesn't, but he's going to, I can bet money on that right now that he's going to. But if he was upset and he didn't sign that extension, then he still was under contract for one more season. So a bunch of people didn't even know that.
Like, yeah, idiot. He's back for one more year regardless. And Giannis already said he's not the man to trade, and the Bucks aren't trading him for obvious reasons.
Yeah. But speaking of free agents,
they got people mention, LeBron, Kyrie.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Giannis is he's loyal. He sticks by the people who believed in him, and we believed in him. That's why we took him in the 2013 draft. An unknown prospect, an unknown guy, and he's obviously staying. But
I can't wait until he signs the contract, and I can't wait to see all the people hating on him. You know, the ones that have them in their jerseys or whatever of their team.
Yeah.
That's going to be a cool day.
Speaking of free agency, I guess we should go into the free agency part of this. Who we need to re-sign and who we should get. I think we've already talked about who we should re-sign. I don't think we agreed on anybody to re-sign. Probably Wesley Matthews if he declines.
Matthews and Corver, I think, are the only two we agreed.
Yeah.
Corver for veteran presence, and he's a great three-point shooter.
Connaughton's unrestricted. Williams retired. Brown can get out of here, even though he's restricted. Robin Lopez player option. Hopefully he can accept that, please. And Wesley Matthews player option. Hopefully he can accept that. So yeah. Now looking at some free agents that we can sign. We talked about this a little bit. We talked about Danilo Gallinari, but I don't think he'll take a shorter deal or a minimum deal. That's what I was trying to say. We talked about
Yeah.
Davis Bertans or Christian Wood for a reunion with Wood. Davis Bertans would be not a bad fit. He's a 3-point shooter. Is he a defender? I don't think so. But I think Davis Bertans would be a great addition. He's a really good 3-point shooter. I think he can give you some a lot of 3-point shooting off the bench at that 4 spot.
He could be maybe kind of like how Duncan Robinson is from Miami, kind of like that. Not much on defense, but scoring, he'd be really good.
Yeah. And Christian Wood, he was like a 20-point per game scorer in like 15 games with the Pistons. He was dominating in Detroit, and I'm like, I think a reunion with Christian Wood wouldn't be a horrible idea for a backup role, obviously.
I wouldn't mind him either. I liked him even, now 2 years ago. I consider last year now the 2019 season. Or 2020, sorry.
We also talked about Serge Ibaka and if he will take a minimum deal to go to Milwaukee. I don't think so, but I'd love it. 100%.
I guess it depends how you feel about Milwaukee, I suppose. Because Toronto is, Toronto's in a tough spot, but
yeah,
we can talk about that some more.
They got a bunch of free agents.
Yeah, we can talk about that some other time, maybe in a different episode or whatever.
Yeah. We also talked about Paul Millsap. He is getting up there in age, so obviously he probably would take a minimum deal to go to a championship contending team.
Especially if we keep Coach Blood, he'd probably be interested for sure to reunite with one of his coaches.
Yeah, I'd love that addition. I would not be shocked if I actually saw that happen now. If we can get Paul Millsap, he fixes everything. Defense, a little bit of 3-point shooting, and specifically defense. He's still a decent defender.
If Millsap wants to get his butt here, please. Him or Serge Ibaka would be hugely appreciated.
Yeah.
At power forward bench.
Yeah.
And maybe sign even both of them because Serge Ibaka can be a center. If Serge Ibaka was willing to sign for cheap, you could even make him a backup center.
Does he want to be on the bench, though? Who knows?
Well, he did in Toronto for a title team by winning in Milwaukee.
That is true.
Be probably a title team. I'd stay quiet, like sure. I don't see Toronto keeping him either because they got Marc Gasol and they got Chris Boucher and Pascal Siakam.
No, Marc Gasol is also a free agent.
Oh yeah, I just remembered him too. You could get him, but we don't really need. I don't know.
If Robin Lopez doesn't re-sign, then definitely.
Or if you trade Robin Lopez, you could still look at him. Marc Gasol as a backup would be very nice, potentially.
Brings veteranness and leadership and 3-point shooting.
Yeah, that's where Marc Gasol would come in handy. He'd be able to space the floor still when Brook Lopez is on the bench. Is Marc Gasol still a really good defensive player like he was back in his Memphis days?
I don't know. I
know he was a defensive player of the year winner at one.
I actually don't know.
I'm assuming he's still pretty good if Toronto won for him. And he played a pretty big part on Giannis in the 19 conference finals. So.
Well, let's see what he did today in the Celtics victory over the Raptors victory over the Celtics. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. His season averages for the season, he averaged 0.9 blocks, 0.8 steals. A decent defender, still at his age. But yeah, I'd still get him. He's still a good 3-point shooter. Can space the floor.
Yep.
Ibaka had a decent game today too. He had 3 blocks off the bench. 3 of 5 from the 3-point line.
Some options for the Bucks. If the Bucks can push the right buttons this offseason, they could legit have a really good team entering next year.
Yeah.
They definitely got some work to do. I think they still need to trade for Chris Paul, but they need a new point guard. They need a guard like him. He'd be perfect. And if you could bring in guys like Gasol and maybe like Ibaka or Paul Millsap or whatnot, we'd be sitting really good.
Yeah,
off the bench.
I agree with you on that. I definitely want Chris Paul. I definitely want Paul Millsap. I definitely want Marc Gasol.
I know we should probably try to get younger, but I'm trying to win too. And we can worry about youth later. Next year, I just want to get that championship. That's why I wanted this year, but unfortunately we failed.
Yeah. I agree with you.
The Bucks could have a really good team next year. I even think about the possibilities of that, of having Millsap potentially and Gasol or Ibaka or whatnot. It's like, wow, if we could get even just one of them guys, that'd probably help us out a lot.
Oh, yeah. Also, if there's another power forward, Derek Favors is on the market, but he can't really stretch to the floor. I don't even know if he's a good defender either. Yeah.
He's kind of like the more most average players out there.
Yeah, Jay Crowder, I see going back to Miami. Nerlens Noel is more of a center. I don't see the Bucks getting him. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, maybe, potentially.
We already got Robin. Who's that?
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Oh.
Potentially. Who knows? Yeah. Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Josh Jackson. Andre Roberson is going to be a free agent. I know he hasn't played really much, but he's a good defender. He can't really stretch the floor, but he's also a good defender. I wouldn't mind getting Andre Roberson, to be honest. He's a good defender. I know he's not a power forward.
On the Thunder, he kind of showed he can. On the Thunder, when he came back, he was actually splashing some 3-pointers. So if he got a 3-point shot, he's probably one of the best 3-and-D players. He could be like a Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Andre Roberson, to be honest. That's a great fit if he can shoot threes. Him and Wes. Oh, he's probably Roberson could probably play our backup small forward, which we would need because we really don't have a backup small forward. So that's actually not a bad idea.
Roberson could take Pat Connaughton's spot, please.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. I didn't even realize that earlier. I'm like, yeah, Andre Roberson, he's a good defender. That's what we need. Could put him on Butler and bam, that's what you can do. Or you could put Wesley Matthews, but apparently that's too hard for Bud.
Wesley, he's great, but my boy Pat here, we gotta give him more chances, even though he's not done so great. But I think he'll get him one of these times. Oh, Doc, he slammed that.
Oh God, yeah. Another guy I could see them signing is Kent Bazemore because of Atlanta times. Maurice Harkless is a decent defender. Myers Leonard can shoot the 3. Oh, there's even more down here.
I'm really interested in Giannis. I didn't even know he was a free agent.
Yeah.
In OKC, it sounds like it's kind of blowing it up. Well,
yeah.
I actually would love that Andre. Be a great bet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If we can get him, he'd be great.
No,
he'd be a perfect Pat Connaughton replacement.
We should get old ass Anthony Tolliver, man. We should get old ass Anthony Tolliver.
Can't possibly be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the Bucks do though, but there's definitely some good choices.
Yeah. Oh, there's more down
here. You
here.
gotta figure with Toronto. You got Gasol and Ibaka. I mean, they're probably gonna lose one of them, maybe even both. You can try to steal one of them away from them. Maybe even get Paul Millsap or something. You could have like Millsap and Gasol, or have like Ibaka, Gasol, or Ibaka, Millsap, whatever. Bring in Roberson as well.
Yeah,
I'd really like that bench a lot.
Yeah, that'd be a championship contending team. That we better make it to the finals or get the. Yeah, I think.
Bring back Wesley. Oh,
I guess we're not the biggest, or I guess we're not that big of a situation as people think we are. People think we're in a bad situation. If we just if we just do good in free agency, I think this team could bounce back. I didn't even see Andre Roberson the first time, and then I see him now. Like, that'd be a damn good fit. He could defend on the perimeter. He's like you said, he's been doing good this year on the 3-point shot. If he keeps that up, watch out.
He'd be our Marcus Smart. He'd have Wesley Matthews too. My goodness.
Yeah.
But if the Bucks, for the love of God, please, just please do the right moves. We got Giannis. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
We got a world superstar, which is super rare these days. Don't screw it up, please. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna want to cry myself many years later.
Yeah, I just hope Giannis signs that extension.
The dream offseason would be have him sign the extension. Maybe Coach Bud won't be so bad. Maybe if we get better depth, his playstyle would work great if we had some better players at certain positions. I think, but I don't know. I can see. I don't know, Coach Bud. I don't know. I'm thinking more. I really don't know now. We know he's a great regular season coach, but playoffs he just needs to evolve his coaching a bit more. But if he can play Middleton more like that with Giannis during the playoffs, then I'm actually not as then I'm kind of okay keeping him.
Yeah,
but he needs to just.
He needs
evolve.
to adjust. He needs to evolve. He needs to adjust to certain situations. He needs to play stars more minutes. And yeah, I think that's about everything that we have. I think that's everything.
Yeah,
I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Obviously, with the draft pick, if we keep it, assuming we keep.
I'd probably attach that pick to the Chris Paul trade.
Yeah. I know the people are saying we should get younger, but we also need to try to win, too.
Yeah. I agree with
Guys
you.
like Paul, we need him. He needs to be our point guard. I like Bledsoe, but he isn't going to do it. we see it 3 years in a row now with Boston in 18, Raptors last 19, and the Heat now this past season. We failed every single time when we needed them. Chris Paul, look what he did in OKC.
Yeah, he led an OKC unit that was supposed to be rebuilding to a 7-game series against the Houston Rockets, and almost the series win. And almost the series win, but they blew that last play. They had fucking Steven Adams at the 3-point line. I watched that play and I'm like, what are they doing? They had two guys that could have cut to the rim and easily either dunked it or laid it in, and they would have won the damn game. And then they just botch it. Steven Adams, for some reason, runs up to the 3-point line, takes the ball, and then it gets out of his hands, and then the Rockets pick it up and win. I'm like, what was that play? What was Steven Adams planning on doing with that damn ball?
Apparently a
lot. Whatever. I think that's it for me. If you don't got anything else, we can just end it here.
If I do, it'll be after.
Yeah, after free agency. Alright, that's it from us. For future episodes, don't miss it out. Click that subscribe button. Leave a comment for more ideas if you have any. Like this video. Share it with your friends, because I bet it'll be very entertaining for them. Share this video with everybody, actually. Not just your friends, everybody. Yeah. I'm out. Peace.